Russian forces have generally avoided attacks on western parts of Ukraine, but as airstrikes increase around the city of Lviv and the nearby Polish border, many residents with no military background are now being trained for combat. MTS Tayyab has more.
This is the most basic of training. After just 4 hours of learning how to fire a rifle, these ordinary citizens say they're ready to defend their homeland.
And then you rotate it forward.
31-year-old Anastasia is originally from the capital, Kyiv. She fled to Lviv for safety shortly after the Russian invasion began and has gone from working in IT to learning how to use a Kalashnikov.
How important is it for you to get this training?
I hope that we will not have to use it, but it's important because it can be a question of life.
Ukrainians of all kinds have joined the volunteer battalions, which are fiercely resisting Russia's vastly more powerful military in ways few expected, defending the most vulnerable, including those that live at this school in Lviv. These children, some as young as 4, are all orphans and have developmental disabilities. They were brought here less than a week ago after fleeing brutal violence in eastern Ukraine. Natari is a social worker here.
I mean, kids with mental and physical disorders.
As we were talking,
Alarm.
an air raid siren went off.
Хлопці всередину. Всередину, всередину.
The older kids were told to run inside, while the youngest were guided by their carers, who took them into a basement classroom and tried to calm them down any way they could. Nadia is one of the teachers.
What do you tell the children when they hear the noise? What do you say to them?
The children don't hear the sirens from here. They are hidden, she says. We are safe here. These orphans may be among Ukraine's most vulnerable, but they are deeply cared for and still manage to smile and make new friends during the most uncertain of times.
Now, according to the UN, nearly every second a Ukrainian child is made a refugee. That's roughly 1.5 million already. Many stop through here in Lviv on their way to Poland and an uncertain future. Elaine.
MTS Tayyab, thank you. Ben Solomon joins me now from Kyiv, Ukraine. He's an international correspondent for Vice News. Ben, thanks very much for being with us. You know, following your reporting, seeing some of the reporting from Charlie and from MTS, it is heartbreaking to imagine what these children especially are carrying with them and will carry with them for the rest of their lives. I'm wondering what you've seen, Ben, from your perspective. What's the current situation on the ground?
Well, here in Kyiv, you are starting to see the war creeping in more and more. For the past few weeks, Kyiv has kind of had a surrounding walls around it, in a sense, like a theoretical kind of fighting on the outside. But on the inside here, it's kind of been limited. That's kind of been broken now. And you feel a lot of the fighting kind of starting to creep in. Every day now we have about the same routine. We have a call in the morning. Overnight, there's been some artillery or airstrike that's moved in either to west or the north side of Kyiv. And we go to these apartment complexes that have been struck and just kind of assess the damage and see what's happened. And usually there's a couple civilians that have been killed at each one of these. The people inside are all trying to move their things out. And this is something that's becoming more and more common with each day. So really here in Kyiv, you can feel that the fight is no longer just this distant thing. It's starting to move in. Over the past few weeks, you've seen Mariupol, you've seen Kherson, you've seen Kharkiv. These cities have been bombarded in really heavy and dangerous ways. Now here in Kyiv, I think the worry for people on the ground is that soon it might looking more and more like that here in the capital.
And yet, even as the situation intensifies where you are, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy remains in Kyiv, addressed Congress, as we have been reporting. And I know, Ben, you had the opportunity to actually interview President Zelenskyy. I'm wondering how, since you had that opportunity to be face-to-face with him in the bunker in Kyiv, how did what we saw from President Zelenskyy today in that very emotional address to the U.S. Congress, how did that sort of line up with what you saw when you sat just across from him in Kyiv? I think it was just last week, right?
Yeah, just a few days ago. Listen, President Zelenskyy is he's really pushing hard right now and staying on message. He's doing as much outreach as he can to kind of push the same thing, close the skies. It's become a mantra here in Kyiv and across the country. You hear it from the soldiers to the grandmothers. Everybody we are interviewing kind of says the same thing. The Ukrainians have put up a really strong defense. I think you see a lot of pride in the way that they've fought and held the Russians at bay in so many of these cities. But even with that, there's a kind of standing realization that if they don't close the skies, if they don't push against this air superiority that they're facing, then soon that might not be as powerful of momentum as they have. So, talking with President Zelenskyy back a few days ago and hearing from him today, it's kind of, you're hearing the same kind of response, the same kind of push, which is they need this help. They need the NATO and American support to kind of push away this Russian Air Force who's doing most of the damage. And I think as the weeks go on and as NATO kind of makes more pushes and the Americans send more financial and military aid, the message probably won't change. As long as there's air superiority, the people here are at risk. Cities like Kyiv could soon look like Kharkiv and Mariupol, and that's what I think the president is very afraid of.
All right. Extraordinary reporting, Ben Solomon. Ben, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks.